everyone, welcome back to Perfect Choice Nursery's YouTube channel. My name is Paula, and if you are new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I am going to be showing you guys around our private farm that we have here in South Florida, where we carry all of our aroids, all of our exotic plants, where we ship and where we wholesale. Our farm is not that far from Perfect Choice Nursery, our garden center, so it's pretty quick drive. It's good that it's quick because I literally go back and forth from there. My family goes back and forth from there, so it's very convenient to have our farm very close. But our farm is not open to the public. We do try to keep it private. We try to keep it private because it's not safe for us to just have people come in and out. These are our precious plants. You know what I mean? They're just exotic. It's not safe. It's not safe. I do notice that whenever I Google Aroid Greenhouses, it always says location after. People are searching for us. So that's kind of wild. I'm not going to be giving you a tour of our 3 greenhouses. So those I'm not going to be going over. Maybe I will in another video. But I am going to be going over our shade houses. So basically our houses that have like this shaded tarp. So let's take a look at our first shade house. This main one right over here, it's ginormous. So when we first got our farm, this farm only had 3 greenhouses. And those 3 greenhouses were actually built for another reason. This was before we knew that this farm existed. The greenhouses were built for people who were trying to grow marijuana. Scandalous. And this was years ago, so they were like very ahead, maybe too ahead, because they couldn't do much with it, so they ended up selling this farm. We were lucky to get it, and my dad in the beginning, when we first had this farm, we didn't really know what to do with it because we weren't really into aroids at that moment. We were still really into bougainvilleas and exterior plants. That was around the same time as the houseplant boom. My dad was using the greenhouses for houseplants. So as the years went by, because of Instagram, we started getting a lot of requests for aroids and exotic plants, and that's when we realized, all right, this is why we have these greenhouses. It's not for holding our typical common plants, it's to hold all of our exotic plants. It's just wild that we had these greenhouses before we had the aroids. I'm just like, if you guys want to hear a whole story about that later, I could ask my dad. I'll see if he would want to say a few things. I feel like that story would be very long. I think you guys would enjoy it. It's a pretty exciting story. So then this shade house did not exist before. This area was actually where we held all of our desert roses, all of our agaves, all full sun plants. I just remember coming to the farm one day and I looked over and all of a sudden there's like a shade house. Like, we really pour all of our hard work into these greenhouses, into these shade houses, into these plants, for all of these plants to be as healthy as they can be. So when they get to you, there's no problem. It's always the best quality. So that's what we really, really aim for. And that's enough of me talking. I feel like I could go on forever. So let's just go. Let's just do the tour now. I would say that this shade house has the most variety of them all. And you can see how large our variety is here. Syngoniums, philodendrons, epipremiums, zizis, begonias. This is where we acclimate our plants to the South Florida weather when they are strong enough, and we leave them here so they could get the Florida rain, the Florida sun. These are the plants that you will see at Perfect Choice Nursery. There's just so much in this shade house. So let's keep looking. So we're gonna skip this shade house for now, and we're gonna go ahead to the Sense of Air shade house. So you can see here that this is where we have our whale fins. Either they're regular whale fins, variegated whale fins, and the alba whale fins. And this is where we also hold our euphorbias. We export a lot of our plants, so all of these plants are not just for us to hoard. They are available for wholesale. They are available for shipping. Alright, so I wanted to stop here because I want to show you guys one of my favorite sansevierias, and this is the Sansevieria kirkii. It is brown. Look how cool that is. These are also known as copper tone, and fun fact guys, I don't know if you guys know this, but sansevierias are now classified as 𝗧𝗜𝗠𝗘𝗦𝗧𝗔𝗠𝗣𝗧, as dracaenas. So to be more specific, this is a Dracaena pethra. The colors are not anything like regular, normal sansevierias. I just really appreciate this copper tone one a lot. So this right here is where my mom keeps her orchids. We have vandas, cattleyas, phalaenophysis. We bring the orchids over here when they're not in bloom, and once they are in bloom, then that's when we bring them to the garden center. So before Perfect Choice Nursery was aroid heavy, it used to be very orchid heavy. My mom loved collecting orchids and she would always bring them to the nursery, so we still have a lot of people that come to our garden center just for orchids. Hi. Hi. I had to stop and take a break because it is so hot outside that I'm too tired. I can't keep going. It's 4:30, 88 degrees outside. It's not that hot, but of course being inside a greenhouse, inside a shade house, that does make it hotter. Being around plants makes it hotter, so I'm just like having a really hard time here. I probably am gonna be finishing up the rest of this tour tomorrow. Well, not probably am, I have to. I have to finish the rest of this tour tomorrow. I still need to show you the shade house that I decided to skip over, so I could show you the Sansevieria shade house first. So we're gonna be doing this one tomorrow. I'll see you guys tomorrow when I'm like not as hot because I'm dying right now. It's too hot, I can't. Good morning. All right, it is Wednesday, the next day, 10 a.m. I came here bright and early so I could finish off the rest of this shade house tour. Yesterday was so hot, there was no way I was gonna finish. It was also the first day of summer, the longest day of the year, and today it's pretty cloudy. We're definitely gonna be having some rain here and there today, but that actually makes it easier on me, so I'm not like dying of heat right now. I'm feeling cool. There's like cool breezes, so I'm definitely gonna be lasting today. So let's keep this shade house tour going. And this is like more of the same type of plants that we have inside of our main shade house. Again, the plants that are inside the shade houses, they are acclimating to our South Florida weather. So we are able to sell to nurseries, to garden centers in South Florida, or around the country inside their plant shop. So let's take a look and we'll see what we have here. Look how many painted ladies we have. This is a crazy amount of painted ladies. I never walk through this area of the shade house. You can tell that this one is a lot brighter than the other one. That one over there has a few layer shades and this one only has one. I'm kind of curious myself on what we have here.
This past time won't help me getting over it. I don't know what I'm bringing in closer.
Looks like we have bigger, bushier plants over here, like the more mature ones.
Like you. Maybe someday when I've grown older, I can see it all clear from above. Looking back on it all, maybe I can.
Now we're inside one of our newest shade houses. I like to call this one the Totem Shade House. This is where we carry a lot of our taller plants. If you notice in the first shade house, they were all in tables. This one's all on the floor. repot all of our plants. We give them brand new soil with our soil mixes. If you're interested in that, make sure you click on that up here. And not only do we just repot them in our mix, but we also give them a totem to climb on. It really helps if you want your leaves to grow larger. I feel like it gives it more of a cleaner aesthetic look. I have been to a lot of wholesale nurseries and I haven't really seen any of them really put totems on all of their plants. So that's what we are trying to do right now. I like to think it makes us not only stand out, but it's a part of our brand now.
I can see it all clear from above, looking back on it all. Maybe I can see what was broken.
So I feel like a fairly common question that a lot of plant enthusiasts really like to ask each other is, which plant do you think is going to be trending next year? Or which plant is trending right now? I remember we got asked that question a lot when we went to Amsterdam, my sister and I, and we kept saying that next year we were thinking it's gonna be like Dieffenbachias or something like this. I feel like I'm the only one rooting for Dieffenbachias. Like, no one cares about it. I'm like the only one that's like, oh my god, Dieffenbachias! I'm like fangirling over Dieffenbachias. And I mean, I could totally be wrong about that answer. Maybe Dieffenbachias are gonna be coming in the next 5 years, but we will see. I know that an expert in the beginning of the year told us that 2022's plant trend are totems. And when he told us that, my dad already was making this greenhouse for the plants with totem poles, so we were like, oh my god, we're right on trend. It was awesome. I felt like last year in 2021, the plant trend was Hoyas, because I felt like Hoyas definitely made a come up. A lot more people started taking notice of it. And I'm actually curious on what you guys think the plant trends have been lately for like 2021, 2022, and what you think is gonna be next year's plant trend. I'm pretty curious on what you guys might think it is, because it's fun. It's a fun question. Wait, I also want to add that I think philodendrons are another one that was a pretty big plant trend that happened in 2021. This is the 5th shade house that I was going to show you guys, but it is under construction right now. Not the structure, but more of like the plants are being moved around. So this was originally Melody's Hoya house, but she is now moving her plants inside an official greenhouse. Congratulations, Melody. And there's going to be some other plants in here, and I'm not sure exactly which ones, probably like the same philodendrons, but since like they're moving some plants around, I'm not really going to be showing you guys. It's a mess and we just have to figure it out. Alright, so I have 2 more houses to show you guys. Both of these houses are pretty makeshift houses. They're right on either ends of our greenhouses. So like you could see right here, our greenhouses are right there, and then right here is our shade houses. I feel like this area has always been changing. It's been full sun plants, it's been bougainvilleas, and right now it looks like it's for interior plants. I have not stopped seeing variegated alocasias. So it looks like we're carrying a lot of those. This is the last shade house of our tour, and you can see that it's right at the end of the greenhouse. I have always overlooked this shade house because it has been so many different things throughout the years. It has been something for exterior plants, it has been like kind of trash at one point. There goes Melody! So the other day when I was walking around looking at all of our shade houses, I came across this one that I have always overlooked, and I'm like, wait a second, this one's actually really beautiful. We have a lot of hanging baskets, a lot of small bright plants, so I'm very excited to show you this shade house for our last shade house. Let's check it out.
I can see it all clear from above, looking back on it all. Maybe I can see what was broken. Ooh, but it's a lonely calling. Yeah, it's a lonely calling.
that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed strolling around the shade houses together, me giving you a tour. I mean, my favorite thing to do whenever I get a chance to be here at the greenhouse is just really explore, see what new plants we have, and just really appreciate all the work that my dad has done for the business, for us, for you guys. I mean, again, I would never have thought in a million years that we would be this far in our journey with our plants, with our wholesale, with our nursery, with like just everything. It's just, oh my god, spider. Is there a spider on me? I really, really appreciate it, and which is why I like doing these videos for you guys, because I know this isn't something that people get to see every single day, and I just really, really, really appreciate it. So I am very happy to show you guys as much as I can, because at the end of the day, these are just plants. These are, you know, people's hobbies, and there's no reason for anybody to ever get greedy about it or just like not make plants accessible or gatekeep. It's just, I don't believe in any of that. So I'm very happy to share as much as I can. Just want to thank you guys one more time. So please comment and like. It will help my channel a lot. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you next week. Bye!
Got the weight of the